Next, very important, glucose can be converted to fatty acids, okay? But fatty acids cannot be converted back to glucose in humans. Okay, very tricky question. It will also come as an explain why type of question in theory. It will be asked in Viva, just I have asked. Don't worry, if you have given your Viva to me and you haven't faced this question, means you are not worthy. वहाँ तक जा ही नहीं पाए. If you can go till that level, then only I will ask further questions. Okay, there are few people जिसको मैंने ये पूछा, कुछ बोल पाए कुछ नहीं बोल पाए. So based on how many steps जितना चढ़ते हो उतना मार्क्स मिलेगा. Okay, so know this, if you have given your viva to me and you think you have told me many things but some of your friend has got better marks than you, इसका मतलब they have answered difficult questions correctly. So ये वाला question का answer, in human beings if we eat glucose we can convert that glucose to fatty acid, fat बन सकता है, right? However, from fatty acid we cannot convert it back to glucose. There, इसका आंसर देखो, it is problematic to go for a two-way interaction like this, so you just listen to me. Even if you know it, it's good. Okay, for those who don't know, it's for them, so जान लो. यहाँ पे in this question you need to answer it in a taking care three cycles or three pathways in mind. First one is the pyruvate dehydrogenase reaction or PDH complex. Okay, that is important. Next, gluconeogenesis का role है. There is a definite role of gluconeogenesis, and there is also role of TCA cycle. So you need to know all the three, and you can see it is from your syllabus only. Okay, many will think sir has asked out of syllabus question. Absolutely not. If you have been taught these chapters and if you have not been taught this, then I can comment that your teaching is incomplete. Okay, but don't worry, I am here to complete your knowledge. So what is going on over here? Why glucose can be converted to fatty acid but fatty acids cannot be converted back to glucose, right? So let us first look at the three reaction. Okay, so PDH, pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. This is the simplest question that I ask many of you. Name the enzymes and coenzymes of pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. Okay. See, you don't need to know the intermediate reaction. What is becoming what? TPP becomes acyl TPP. All this you don't need to know. What you need to know, at least the names of all the three enzymes. What are the three enzymes? Pyruvate dehydrogenase. Okay, dihydrolipoyl transacetylase and dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase. Many students, I mean average and below average students, were simply making up their own names. ठीक है, एंजाइम का नाम अपने से बनाओगे तो it's wrong. Okay, you study in MGM Medical College, for example. If you write on your own the full form of MGM, then the college name is changed. Okay, so it doesn't mean anything. So likewise, when you are asked about the enzymes and coenzymes of PDH complex, you need to mention the exact enzyme names. Okay, if you don't, you simply get zero because this is a complex. एक name गलत हुआ तो पूरा गलत for me. Okay, I am such a tough examiner. If you answer it properly, I will give you 5 out of 5. अगर कुछ भी गलत हुआ तो in this case no part marking, पूरा zero देके घर भेज देंगे. घर पे ही तो और क्या भेजेंगे. Anyway, so pyruvate dehydrogenase. Okay, dihydrolipoyl transacetylase, it is given in all textbooks, सब textbook में दिया हुआ है. Okay, and dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase. However, most of you are able to answer the cofactors properly. So the cofactors were TPP, okay, thiamine pyrophosphate. This is different in many textbooks, but the thing is same. It can be either lipoamide or lipoic acid. Okay, lipoamide, lipoic acid, everything is same. Okay, so lipoamide or lipoic acid, basically vitamin E kind of. Okay, then coenzyme A, then NAD and FAD. Okay, these are the 5 cofactor: TPP, lipoamide, coenzyme A, FAD, NAD. Most of you answered this correctly and I gave you 5 out of 5 in that question. So this is the first thing that you need to know. But how can it explain whether glucose is converted to fat or fat is converted to glucose, so on and so forth. You see, over here, whenever we mean glucose, we mean pyruvate, because glucose is converted to pyruvate via the glycolysis pathway. Okay, here is glucose, and via glycolysis it becomes pyruvate. So this is the final common pathway for glucose under aerobic condition, right? So pyruvate is the simplest 3-carbon compound carbohydrate. And in this link reaction, this reaction is also known as link reaction, pyruvate dehydrogenase or PDH complex reaction, okay, is known as link reaction. It forms acetyl coenzyme A, right? This acetyl coenzyme A actually forms fatty acid. Okay, it will be taught in fat metabolism, but you should know this. Acetyl coenzyme is the starting material for fat synthesis. Whenever there is acetyl CoA, fat is formed, and ultimately when fat is broken down, everything comes back to acetyl coenzyme. Okay, this is a 2-carbon compound, right? See, pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound and acetyl CoA is a 2-carbon compound. Where is the 1 carbon gone? 1 carbon is lost as carbon dioxide. Very important. Okay, this question I have also asked to someone. Pyruvate is converted to acetyl CoA. एक था 3 carbon, एक था 2 carbon. Where is 1 carbon dioxide gone? Right? It's simply lost in the PDH reaction. Okay, fine. So this is it. Now see, glucose. So glucose can be converted to fat via the PDH reaction, right? But fatty acids cannot be converted to glucose because this pyruvate dehydrogenase complex reaction is irreversible. Okay, irreversible. This reaction is irreversible. So if you answer at least this, that the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex reaction is irreversible, then you get most of the marks. You get at least 60% marks, because the other answers are depending on this, other points are depending on this. Biologically, this reaction cannot be reversed. So acetyl coenzyme A cannot be converted back to pyruvate in humans, right? So this is main reason PDH reaction is irreversible. Therefore, carbohydrate can form fat, but fat cannot be converted back to carbohydrate. Okay, this is the basic thing that you must know. However, there are few other logics. Okay, what the other logics say? I told you that fatty acid can be broken down to acetyl coenzyme A, right? So the smart students, whenever this is taught in class, ideally this should be taught in class, whenever the smart students hear this, that carbohydrates cannot be converted back to fat, they give this logic that, sir, acetyl coenzyme A, let me say it is coming from fatty acid, okay, or broken down of lipid, okay. Acetyl coenzyme A can enter into the Krebs cycle, definitely, and ultimately it leads to the formation of oxaloacetate. Okay, OAA is formed, oxaloacetate, right? And this oxaloacetate is a substrate for gluconeogenesis. Okay, you can see the oxaloacetate is getting converted back to pyruvate. So why not? Okay, understand my logic. It is definitely possible theoretically, isn't it? Acetyl coenzyme A is coming from fatty acids. Okay, it is getting into the TCA cycle. It is forming oxaloacetate. Okay, so we got oxaloacetate from acetyl coenzyme A. This oxaloacetate definitely can enter into gluconeogenesis, because oxaloacetate is a substrate for gluconeogenesis, definitely, and it can form pyruvate. So basically we got carbohydrate from fatty acid, but this is not happening. Why? Understand my point. Whenever we are trying to convert fatty acid to glucose, means the body source of glucose is already depleted. We are in a fasting state, means the fats are not being broken down to produce energy. Okay, get my point? So fats are being broken down to produce energy. So this acetyl coenzyme A, that is formed from fatty acid by breakdown of fatty acid, it is happening by beta oxidation, that will be teaching you later on. Okay, this acetyl coenzyme A, when it enters the TCA cycle, basically it is not forming acetyl CoA. It is the first step where oxaloacetate is being used up. You get my point? Oxaloacetate is used in accepting the acetyl coenzyme A into the TCA cycle. So basically, how can it form oxaloacetate? By a TCA cycle, when fat is being broken down, acetyl coenzyme cannot form oxaloacetate. Even if it appears, it is a cycle, but the Shurvat ka reaction is starting with this 1 and 2. Okay, so ultimately there is no oxaloacetate that is left in order to enter the gluconeogenetic pathway. And actually, what happens in case of fat breakdown, the whole thing leads to production of energy via the electron transport chain. It is completely oxidized, so CO2 is lost actually, and oxaloacetate cannot be formed. Rather, we need oxaloacetate, so we need extra supply of oxaloacetate from outside. Therefore, this oxaloacetate is actually depleted and it cannot enter the TCA cycle, I mean gluconeogenetic pathway, right? Where from oxaloacetate is formed? Oxaloacetate is actually formed from malate. Malate is also a substrate for gluconeogenesis, mind it, but this malate is also depleted. So, whenever fats are being broken down, it produces energy only, right? It can produce ATP definitely for body functions, but it cannot form glucose. Get my point? If you can't get my point, then just listen to this part of the lecture over again and you'll be easily getting. And if you have any problem, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group and I'll be happy to explain. But I'm just breaking it down for you again. Pyruvate number 1, PDH reaction is irreversible. So pyruvate to acetyl CoA, this reaction cannot be reversed. It's a one-way reaction. The reverse reaction does not happen. So carbohydrate can be converted to fat, that is granted, but fat cannot be converted back to pyruvate because number 1, irreversible. Number 2, acetyl CoA enters the TCA cycle and it uses oxaloacetate to produce energy. Therefore, oxaloacetate is depleted. This oxaloacetate is actually formed from malate. You can see oxaloacetate is formed from malate. So malate level will also be low. Now these malate and oxaloacetate both are substrate for gluconeogenesis. You can see this malate and oxaloacetate both can form pyruvate, but both their values are low. Therefore, pyruvate is not formed at all. Everything is utilized to produce energy, right? So the question was, glucose can be converted to fatty acid, but fatty acid cannot be converted back to glucose in humans. Okay, so if you have answered till now, you get 90% of the marks, right? Know this, if it comes in viva, you simply need to tell in words. Okay, you don't need to draw all the cycles. You simply say that, sir, pyruvate dehydrogenase reaction is irreversible. Okay, and when TCA cycle is forming, the acetyl CoA that is coming from fat breakdown is utilizing all the oxaloacetate and malate, and so oxaloacetate and malate cannot enter into gluconeogenesis. Therefore, pyruvate cannot be formed in any pathway. It cannot be formed via the PDH complex reversal because it is irreversible, and it cannot be converted back via gluconeogenesis either. So it cannot be formed in humans. This is the key word. Okay, it means there is a small part of this question that remains unanswered. What happens in other animals? I mean other individuals, for example in plants. Okay, not only plants, in lower animals also. They can actually synthesize fatty acid. I mean they can utilize fatty acid to form glucose, right? How? They have a bypass cycle of TCA cycle that is known as glyoxylate cycle. Okay. Now see, this is a nice to know area. Even if you don't know this, it's nothing important for you to pass. But if you know this, if you are able to answer, definitely none of you are able to answer, because I don't think it has been taught. Even if it has been taught, you are not able to recall during answering, right? So what happens in glyoxylate cycle? In glyoxylate cycle, you can see this whole reaction is bypassed where the carbon dioxide are being lost. Okay, so all the carbon molecules are not lost. TCA cycle happens, but side by side glyoxylate cycle also happens. What happens in that? The enzymes, that is isocitrate lyase and malate synthase, what they do? They produce an extra molecule of malate and oxaloacetate. Okay, so now from acetyl coenzyme A, without undergoing all these reactions, okay, because NADH and FADH2, over here NADH was produced, right? Over here GTP is produced, so we are not producing energy. we are not utilizing that in production of energy, but we are utilizing that in production of malate and oxaloacetate. So from one molecule of acetyl CoA, right, one is entering into TCA cycle. For example, there are two molecules of acetyl CoA, right? One is going into TCA glyoxylate cycle and one is entering into the TCA cycle, right? So that will undergo the whole TCA cycle, right? It will lead to production of energy, everything, and ultimately one molecule of oxaloacetate is over here. This oxaloacetate will again be used up in accepting the TCA cycle, acetyl coenzyme. But this malate and oxaloacetate, they will both enter into the TCA cycle. However, okay, when both of them enters the TCA cycle, one is used up, we have one excess malate or oxaloacetate. So basically, whenever the acetyl coenzyme is entering into glyoxylate cycle in lower animals or in plants, we have one extra molecule of oxaloacetate that can enter into the gluconeogenetic pathway. So it is possible, but not in humans. Humans don't have this glyoxylate cycle. Okay. Over here you get 100% marks. Now, if your examiner wants to give you honors or if they want to give you gold medal, they may ask, okay, tell me why glyoxylate cycle is not present in humans. This you absolutely don't need to need unless you're an MD student, right? The answer is we don't need to produce carbohydrate from fats, right? Because we have other sources or other substrate that can undergo gluconeogenesis. For example, glucogenic amino acids. Why? Mainly because human beings have access to this plant and animal foods from where we can consume excess amino acid. So the reason why we don't have glyoxylate cycle because we don't need it. Lower animals, for example, plants and seedlings, they may not have access to proteinaceous compounds. For example, unless you are giving fertilizer or urea, they don't have access to them. So they have developed a mechanism where they are converting these fatty acids into carbohydrates in case of emergency needs. But we don't need that, right? We have got access to food materials. We have evolved in our chain of evolution, and therefore the fat is best reserved to energy production rather than glucose production. Fine. So this is the answer to the difficult question, that is glucose can be converted back to fatty acid, but fatty acid cannot be converted back to glucose. Even if you don't know all this, if you can simply answer the PDH reaction is irreversible, you pass.